Summertime just comes around once a year, boy. Summertime just comes around once a year. And if the sun is shining, don't you be inside crying, 'cause summertime just comes around once a year, boy. Let me see the sunlight on your skin, girl. Let me see the sunlight on your skin. It's getting hard, let's take it off. You get the beer, I'll find the pot, and let's feel the sunlight on our skin, girl.
There's a bison,
Yeah.
and there's a squirrel,
That's not a squirrel.
and that's a wolf,
Is that right?
fox, a deer, and a raven's nest.
No, that was an eagle's nest.
That's the swan,
Mm-hmm.
the trumpeter swan. That's the bison,
Yeah.
which is actually a lot bigger than the swan, but anyways. And there's a little squirrel,
Yeah.
which is about that big, actual size right here. And a raven.
Good work.
So we've got these monstrous things, a tiny little bit.
Let me see the sunlight on your skin, girl. Let me see the sunlight on your skin. It's getting hard, let's take it off. You get the beer, I'll find the pot, and let's feel the sunlight on our skin, girl.
This is Dragon's Mouth Spring, and we're here in the park. We're chasing down mythical creatures.
How the hell could you ever be depressed, boy? How the hell could you ever be depressed? The girl who you know is the best, who talks to you and her in a nest. How the hell could you ever be depressed, boy? They say to make it while the sun shines. They say to make it while it shines. I'm not making hay, but I'll make you every damn day, girl. If you come back to me and be my sunshine.
I've snuck off into the woods. I'm being careful, of course, because there's bears around and things like that. I've even seen scratch marks on the trees. But Oliver's not so far away. He's making lunch. And I wanted to tell you guys a few things about Yellowstone, basically, because, wow, it is amazing. I wanted to talk a bit about the mythical creatures here. And this might be interesting because if you've seen any of my videos or any of my content before, you'll know that I'm interested in mythical creatures, but you might not know that I have had encounters with mythical creatures. Not just have had encounters, I have ongoing encounters with mythical creatures. And Yellowstone, I didn't expect this, but it has been incredible, filled with the most beautiful places that hold this energy for the mythical creatures. And I wanted to talk a bit about not only that, but reality as well, because reality is amazing. Reality is divine too. Reality has so many mystical parts. I guess I want to talk about mystical reality. So that includes the mythical creatures and also the things that we call science, because it's all one. And I'll start off by saying that here in Yellowstone, there's so many places that seem out of this world. And when we say out of this world, I think that's kind of a funny, ironic thing to say, because honestly, everything that we have made or created, every fantastical creation, let's talk about Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Game of Thrones or all the popular ones, every video game, everything has to be based on reality, basically. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that some of you might be going, no way, that's not true. I mean, there's a lot of people that want to escape reality almost. They think that there's so much more within books and better places. You know, you want to go to Narnia, you want to go somewhere else. But the truth is, all of those places are inspired by something, and the inspiration, the original copy, is this earth. And I can tell you right now, oh my goodness. So we just experienced the solar eclipse, and that was surreal. And that was reality. That was scientific. But it looked like a video game. It looked like, oh my God, I can't even say. It was the most incredible moment. And when I think about it, I think about the color and the way that the sun and the ring around it looked like fire flaming outwards, white fire, and the whole sky was purple and blue and pink. And below us, because we were on a mountaintop, if you want to see that video, I've got that too, but we were on a mountaintop and everything turned dark within a matter of minutes, and the temperature dropped. It dropped like crazy within 2 minutes, and the whole landscape turned dark. Then the whole sky was just filled with that flaming ball, and it was the most surreal thing ever. But that was reality. And so is all this. I mean, when people seek inspiration for mythical creatures, they look back to history. And where did they look? They looked outside. They were inspired by places and things that told them of this mystical reality. So here in this park, I have seen a dragon's lair. I have seen fairy dells, heaps of them, absolutely tons, with mushrooms popping up out of the ground and beautiful little fairy houses everywhere. I have seen mermaids in the waters. I have seen dryads, of course, so many trees here. Oh, what else? Let's think. I mean, some of the rocks could certainly house trolls or be trolls. There's so many there's so many things. And I know I haven't talked a lot about this stuff, but I'm planning to this October, the witching month. I am going to give you guys something special, and I'm going to tell you all about some of my experiences, my encounters, because I've had a lot of questions about me seeing fairies, especially fairies, about me seeing spirits, ghosts, things like that. People are interested, so yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Oh, and I also wanted to say, so if you find yourself going to a place like Yellowstone and you see there are heaps of people, because there are, oh my gosh, this weekend, or I don't know the day, it's been crazy, basically. There's been so many people here. And this morning I was really worried about seeing this certain spring that I really have wanted to see for years. And I saw there were just tons of people. And you know what I did? So this is a really great tip. If you want to find space for yourself in a place that is very crowded, and you want to find space, make a space ahead of time so that you can enjoy that place. Here's what you do. Instead of like thinking over and over again, oh, there's so many people here, oh no, you need to stop, center, and visualize yourself being in that place that you're going to with space around you. Visualize that, and then take that visualization and send it forward. Send it ahead of you. Imagine like, oh, here's a nice idea. Imagine like a bubble, like Glinda the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz, and it's floating ahead of you, preparing that space for you. And I guarantee it will happen, because it happened for us. And things like that are so much fun to play with. Like, it was so busy at this one place called the Grand Prismatic Spring. So busy. And I imagined this, and I sent that bubble forward. And seriously, there was like, I got up to the platform, there was like hardly anyone there. We were able to like just enjoy it. It was really comfortable. It was really nice. Very special. And I did the same thing for the Old Faithful geyser. I was like hoping that we would get a parking space. This works really well for that. And also that we would get there before the geyser went off. And we got there about 5 minutes before the geyser went off, and I was like, yes, this is great. Because normally it goes off every like hour and a half. So no timing, we're just spontaneous. We always travel like that, but it really does work very well. So basically, just get outside. If you want to see, if you feel like you want to live in another reality, if you feel like you connect so deeply to fantasy, like I do, I really do, then I can tell you, this world is incredible. It is phenomenal. This world inspired everything you can think of, except maybe things like the moon that inspired a lot too. But honestly, all these mystical fantasy realities are here on Earth. You just have to go out looking for them. They really are here. You can find lakes that are completely pink. You can find springs here that are like rainbow hues, rainbow pastels. You can find, hot water shooting out of the ground. I've seen a dragon's lair, honestly, breathing like fumes out of this hole with lapping waves in the side of a mountain. That was incredible. If you want to find a fairy dell, go into a forest. If you want to find mermaids, go to the lakes, go to the oceans. If you want to find, surreal things, they're out there. This is the reality, and reality is amazing. It really is. Get out of your house, go outside.